Yeah. So I guess what's one of your biggest objections to the New Testament?
The contradiction in character of the Jesus character. Like my problem with not believing that the New Testament describes history is that the person of Christ does not seem like a perfect person to me.
Yeah.
What the character tells me about themselves and how the character acts, I'm gonna use the actions as the judgment instead of the claims. And so I see the way that Jesus is behaving, and I find him to be duplicitous. I find that the way that he talks about truth and the way that he this has been going for 32. I can turn this off a bit.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. The way that he talks about truth is not the way that I do talk about truth. His approach to truth is different from mine. He's got this way of encoding it. The larger the group is, the more vague he is about the things that he says, and that the smaller, the truer it is. And so
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason for that.
And
a pretty good one.
I don't think so. I think it's a bad reason. I don't think it's a good reason. I think whatever reason to do that is a bad reason. Additionally, a perfect man who wanted his message understood after he died would take the time to write it. I think that because we don't have a gospel according to Jesus Christ, the whole thing is unbelievable. Right.
It's because they have hard hearts.
Right. So what would he lose if he was not vague? What would happen if he was not vague all the time? What would happen to those hardened
he's
heart
not
people?
always vague.
No. When he's talking to people with hardened hearts.
Well, the purpose is that they're supposed to search it out. It actually says in the Psalms that it is the glory of God to conceal a matter, but the honor of kings to search it out.
There you go. Right.
The kingdom of God is meant to be searched out.
Right. That cannot be. That is a contradiction with what truth is and what always the God of the Bible cannot hide truth. And yet we find him doing it over and over, and then claiming that it's good.
Well, it's two-sided. He does.
Right.
He doesn't hide truth in its entirety.
I mean, you just said he did.
He hides it in partiality.
Right, and that's
some of
impossible.
It's also plain.
Right, that's impossible for always truth-revealing God. That's impossible. We have a contradiction there in the character of the God of the Bible. So my God, the God that I think created all reality, created good and evil. Yeah. My God can tell the truth, and my God can lie. The God of the Bible claims he cannot lie. So then every time that he does, he has to talk through it. So, I don't want to be the kind of person who allows myself to lie, but then has a good excuse for why I did. I just want to be the kind of person who tells the truth and lies. So the God of the Bible contradicts himself. And especially in the person of Jesus, especially in his behavior. And so I cannot believe that he is the one true creator of all reality. And there's a couple things that would work. The miracles, there's a couple miracles he can do that would prove it to me. Time travel, none the least of which, if you could take me there so that I saw it, then things would make sense.
Richard Carrier has very similar arguments to you. Do you know Richard Carrier?
I don't.
So he's also a mythicist. But he's one of the more smarter ones. He's he debates PhD level theists. So Richard Carrier, that's one of his same arguments. It's if the God of the Bible were true, why wouldn't he just reveal himself?
He must. He must reveal.
The thing is that it says in the Word that creation itself speaks of his glory. You see how all of these bricks are uniform together?
Sure.
And they create a pattern?
Yes.
If you went into nature and you saw this, you wouldn't be like, oh, look at this natural uniform brick formation. You'd be like, somebody who came here through the forest and just put a uniform brick formation, right? Yeah, when we look at an infinitely complex cell that is millions of times more complex, we say, oh, that happened by accident.
Not accident, but
so a lot of people do.
Not accident.
Evolutionists.
Accident. That's not what they're saying. They're not saying accident. In the same way that it's not accident that the ocean is at sea level. That's not an accident.
Yeah.
To say that it is an accident and it's just random is incorrect. It is drawn to that place by gravity. That is where it shall be.
So it's a calculated accident.
So there is gravity. There is the law of gravity. So if we're talking about the uncaused cause, if we're talking about the prime mover, then that's all we know. Okay, all we know is everything seems to have a cause. This has a cause. I have a cause. The tree has a cause. The wind has a cause. And then if we follow that back, it seems like we're going to find something without a cause. And that's a logical argument, and it gets us somewhere. And then we start to assign things to that.
But what's the first cause ever?
That we just, all we know is it's the first cause. We have to call it the first cause or something else. When we assigned other ideas to it, we have overreached our understanding.
I think the problem is that some people they can create explanations for the cause until we get to the beginning, and then they can't have an explanation.
Right.
But my belief has an explanation for the beginning of the cause.
No, it has
God created everything.
Right, but it has the same problem, which is where did that God come from? Like it still is an uncaused cause, and then you don't know if you're describing a pocket universe or not. Like, what if an evil entity in the real universe created this universe and lied to us about it? How could you tell the difference between those two universes?
Yeah. How could you tell the difference?
Yeah.
If an evil entity.
If an evil entity created a pocket universe and populated it with us, how could we tell if we're in that universe or in the real universe?
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, there's me neither, and so we have to confess that we're agnostic about that idea. That the revelation we're receiving might be from the one true Creator, and it might be from an imposter, and we cannot tell the difference.
Well, the thing that I can tell the difference is if God is who He says He is, then His fruits are going to show. Like you'll know a tree by its fruit, right? So you're going to see His fingerprints in creation. Like you're going to see. So the people who claim to be born again, there's going to be something in those people who claim to be His children that's going to be different. There's going to be you're going to see the Creator's character come out in those people.
So in the people like Abraham who brought his son up to the mountain, I see murder.
To sacrifice him.
Yeah. I see a belief.
Well, actually, it was symbolic. It was supposed to foreshadow God sacrificing His only Son.
Right. I see someone who believes that sacrificing and blood atonement, and I see blood. Mm-hmm. I see blood and murder in those people.
Yeah.
We're talking about the truthfulness of the Bible. Do you believe that in the Bible?
What were it's like the four horsemen of atheism. Sam Harris is one of them, and then there's three others.
I'm not an atheist. I am an agnostic. I think we have to confess that
there's things we don't know.
The Cartesian demon cannot be disproved.
I mean, I could also see how since you came out of Mormonism, you thought, oh, this is a sham.
Yeah,
it could catapult you into the other part.
Well,
right, it could catapult you into the other ditch.
But the point is, the tools that I used to disprove Mormonism. I had to.
I mean, all you have to do is look at the Book of Abraham. Like, it's a complete sham. Like,
that was absolutely helpful.
Like he claimed to have translated the Book of the Dead into the Book of Abraham. When they found that out, they're like, "Oh, this is a lie." I tried to tell Mormons that.
That was huge.
It seems like one of their big pillars of truth is just do what you're told, and it's not actually based upon fact. It's just based upon do what we're told.
Yeah, but you have that same problem.
So you're like a Pastafarian, right?
I am a Pastafarian.
So the point of your religion is that it's a spoof religion that pokes fun at religion?
The point of my religion is to seek truth. We have satirical ways of framing some of our arguments so that they're easy to understand.
So how high up are you right now?
I am the leader of the Colorado State Church of Cult of Pastafarianism.
So you're pretty high up.
Yes.
Okay.
Like only Bobby Henderson can be said to be more Pastafarian than me.
Is that the founder?
He's the guy that wrote the letter to Kansas.
Oh, so you're pretty high up.
Yes.
Okay.
Like no one can say they're higher than me in Pastafarianism than him. Like only he can say.
And that's truthful.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can find anyone in Colorado who does more Pastafarianism than me, then I will confess, and there's none. There might not be. I'm the world's greatest Pastafarian street preacher. The next person who's done as much work as me has done a couple weekends of Pastafarian street preaching, and I'm coming up to 7 years. So no one does Pastafarian as much as I do. Even Bobby Anderson is just tweeting every month or so.
So you know all the framework of your religion pretty well.
Well, I do, and I know that the parts of it that are nonsense can be ignored.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend Kevin, who knows some things about Pastafarianism.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if what you're in is the same thing, or if it's an offshoot of Pastafarianism that he's talking about. Because there's certain levels of Pastafarianism where the higher up you are, the reality is that it actually is a religion in of itself.
It is a religion.
Because even though it pokes fun at other religion, it still has rules to adhere to. And so then it becomes also a religion.
Cool, but you can ignore the rules if you want to.
Okay.
And if you ignore the rules, you're not going to get kicked out. The only entrance to being a Pastafarian is wanting to be a Pastafarian. Anyone here that wants to be a Pastafarian, I can't kick them out of Pastafarianism, even though I am the head of it for the state. Like, if that person there says I'm a Pastafarianism, I can't say no, you're not. Neither can Bobby Anderson.
Are you still married?
I am married.
Okay. Kids?
Yeah.
How old are your kids?
My oldest is turning 19 in a month.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So part of the methods of Pastafarianism is that you don't take certain religions too seriously. So the framework of how you navigate arguments is that anything that's dogmatic or serious, is you have a way of like diffusing that. Is that kind of true?
We think critically about the dogmas. We have our only dogma is no dogma. I think.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm.
Yeah.
I explain that in just a lot of words.
That's our only dogma. Is no dogma.
The dogma is that there is no dogma.
Right.
And so like that, because of that, the framework of how you navigate religious conversations is based upon that truth. So
it's not, because it can't be a dogma.
But it is a dogma in of itself. It's just there's no dogma. That's the dogma.
Right.
It's like so your framework of how you navigate religious conversations goes back to that.
No, because as soon as it's a dogma, it can't be.
I get it.
So if you're dogmatically following that idea, you've misunderstood the idea.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I get it.
Right.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think about, do you believe in Jesus and Satan?
I don't. I believe that the idea that we have of Jesus and Satan have been embellished over time and are sort of theoretical, or.
So you're pretty deep in what you believe in.
I am the most religious Pastafarian person that I know. I don't know of any Pastafarian that's more religious than me.
So because of that, it would be really hard to convert you to Christianity.
No, it would be very easy. Like I would spend, like, if Christianity were true, because I'm not a Pastafarian, I'm collecting truth. And so if it was true that Jesus was going to save me from hell and send me to heaven, I would believe it. Like,
that's not the point of following Jesus.
I know, but
it's not. The point of following Jesus is for Him. Like, you don't enter into a marriage not to cheat. Like, that's what Christianity is. You're becoming the bride of Christ. You don't enter into a marriage so that you don't cheat on her, or that so you can clean the kitchen. You enter the marriage because you want the person. So you enter Christianity, but when you enter the marriage, there are rules. You don't cheat on your wife. Like,
I do.
Okay, well, you shouldn't.
She's into it. She doesn't mind.
Okay. Like, psychologically, that's not good for humans, even if she's into it. It's actually toxic to her neuron pathways and everything. Same with yours.
Maybe Jesus treating his wife like a slave is toxic.
I wouldn't say he treats him like a slave.
I would say very specifically, he says, just as Jesus is the head of the man is the head of the wife, and the wife is the head of the family. There's a very hierarchical structure.
Yep.
And so Jesus does not present marriage as an equality between two humans.
Okay. So
I don't think Jesus is out of wife.
So in the military, would you say that everybody should be an equal? Everybody should just do things how they want, or do you think that there should be a structure?
I'm saying
things can work cohesively.
I'm saying in the military there should be a hierarchical structure.
So when you
and marriage
enter
is not the military.
So when you enter Christianity,
Yeah.
like you're entering war. It says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual powers.
No,
and
that's
principalities.
false, and that's toxic. I reject that.
I don't know.
But I mean, you can. If you want to enter a war, you can. But this is not a war. This is a conversation. Like I'm trying to talk to these people about how their religion
No. I'm not
does
at war
evil.
with the people at all.
You,
I'm at war with the flesh.
the people are made of flesh. I don't know what you. I
Not
don't
their
know the
flesh,
distinction.
My flesh. Like I'm at war with the things that my flesh desires: sexual immorality, drugs,
I'm at
pornography.
Right. I'm at peace with it. I'm not at war with it. I understand it, and I approach it as an equal instead of a war. I think that the war mentality is a toxic mentality.
Yeah. I mean, it's not only war; it's also the marriage mentality.
Right, but it's
also the
it's conflating
father-child
the two.
mentality. Right?
Yes, but the father, but in reality, the child becomes an adult, and then there is no father-child relationship. I am eschewing my position of father from my adult-age children. They don't need a father anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are both adults,
Yeah.
and Jesus never ever wants that.
Yeah, but at the same time, would your parents or do your children not respect your counsel?
They can not respect my counsel. My counsel is flawed.
You're still their father, though.
I am.
Yeah.
Right.
Same with Christ.
Christ is not my father.
No, not you.
Right.
Not you, me.
Right. And he's never going to be equal. You're never invited to, he cannot give you what you need to be an equal to him. And that's not the
You would
case
need to be a god to be equal.
to what he claims to be. And so that's not the case with a true father-son relationship.
Do you pray to be very?
I don't pray.
No.
What do I do? I give invocations, and if your question is what do I worship truth. If I could show you that Jesus was also not an actual figure, would you stop worshipping him?
No. Because
I think you misunderstood my question.
why stop worshiping him? Because he was an actual.
Right, but my question has an if in it that was sort of ignored.
But why would they write something that good about Jesus like 2,000 years ago? It wasn't true.
I find that argument to be very weak. Yeah. They wrote very good things about Joseph Smith. Do you believe the things they wrote about him? Why? How do you know
Jumped
that?
out of the window.
Well,
It was suicidal.
well, I mean, there were people at the door with guns. I mean, it was the best option at the time.
Oh, he killed himself?
No, he was shot out of a window.
Oh, he was shot, and then so they shot him.
He was being shot. Yeah, there were people at the door with guns.
Oh, and they got him.
They got him. He died that day.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Why did they shoot him?
They shot him because the justice system could not hold him, and they knew that the only way to make him responsible for his crimes was.
What was his crime?
He had many crimes, and none the least of which was raping young children. 14-year-old. He married 14-year-old.
Wait a minute. Does the Mormon Church know this?
Yeah, they do.
Why did they? I don't get it.
Because they were. He claims he was married to them, and so they are fine with it.
So they're fine with it?
It is. They're just like they're fine with Abraham's multiple wives.
Abraham.
Yeah, and Solomon's and David.
God didn't like it. Jesus did.
Wait, but these girls are like 14 or something.
That's right.
Huh.
Some of them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Is that one of the reasons why you got out of there?
I was out by the time I understood how many wives Joseph Smith had. I sort of did not believe that he was a prophet.
So by that time you were already.
See, I'm pretty sure that I already understood Joseph Smith to be untruthful by the time I understood the age of his wife.
Okay.
It was funny.